Welcome friends. Today we are doing a final impressions video. Yay. That's right friends. Today we are doing a final impressions video, and frankly it couldn't come soon enough, although I have put this off for about a week. This is not going to be a long final impressions video. I'm not going to go back over these very much, mainly because they're all crap. I received this sample set very kindly sent to me by David from the Fragrance Bros. I won it by commenting first on one of his streams, so thank you, David. But the fragrances I've tried from this brand, all six of these really are quite poor. I know they've had a couple of other releases. They've released a saffron fragrance, which is apparently absolutely abysmal. They have released a neroli fragrance. I haven't heard anything about that, but to be honest, I'm not interested, not intrigued. There has been nothing here to lead me on to thinking that this brand is worth any more of my time than I have already spent on it. They used influencer marketing by sending out lots and lots and lots of free bottles all at the same time. And your feeds will have been bombarded by smiling influencers telling you about which one of these fragrances was their favorite, and look at the packaging and isn't it great, but none of them actually paid for a bottle. These aren't worth your money. Free bottles, I'm not even sure they're worth nothing, to be honest with you. They would take up space in your collection and prevent you from wearing other things which are actually decent. I tried Falcon Leather, which is an absolute write-off, although I didn't hate it as much this time as I did the first time I smelled it. I was repelled by it the first time I smelled it. Santal Austral, just boring. Synthetic sandalwood, probably got a little bit of natural sandalwood in there so they can say that it is there. Bois d'Ebonay is an amber wood nightmare. Cologne Cedrat was very pleasant. Should you be paying hundreds of pounds for it? Plural? No. Incense Suave, the Incense in Incense Suave is beautiful. Lasts for about 20 minutes and then it turns into a benzoine. It turns into a benzoine non-event. Vanilla benzoine thing. Smells a bit like baby cat. The pepper sticks around a little bit, but excuse me whilst I hydrate. But it's just nondescript. It's boring. Radical Rose. The rose in that is lovely. It really is very nice. I've changed my tune a bit on Radical Rose. Should you pay the asking price, either retail or at discounters? No, you fucking should not. These smell like they were made by 100 people and not one of them cared. They've got that too many cooks spoil the broth vibe. They've got that there's no sort of direction in the brand. There's a kind of a there's an overuse and over-reliance on benzoine, just a decent benzoine, which is just fucking everywhere now. They feel like they're tick box fragrances. They've received some data about what people like to smell and they've used it terribly, because interpretation of data is more important than the actual data itself. if you know anything about these things. If this brand disappeared tomorrow, would anybody miss it? I don't think anybody who even got the free bottles would miss it. I mean, how many people have got more than one of these from this brand? You know? How many of these influencers have gone out and, after receiving their free bottle, went out and bought another one? You know? It's not right. This is where the influencer marketing thing just falls on its arse, because they are helping you spend money. They are telling you to spend money on things that they would not spend money on themselves. You know? And it's wrong. I don't want this to turn into an influencer rant. But it very easily could do. You know? It very easily could do, because this was one of the brands that went heavily down that route. You know? And it just feels like that. It feels like a brand that just takes shortcuts. It smells that way. It looks that way and it smells that way. That horse isn't very happy either, is it? You know? Even that horse knows what I mean. So, I tried to give them a fair shake. I tried to come back round to them again. None of these are even in the top 10 of each of their classes. The Rose is in the top 10. Rose, Incense Suave is in the top 10. Incenses, Cologne Cedrat is in the top 10. Bergamot, Bois d'Ebonay. That's not even a fucking... It's not even a perfume, that. It's just fucking amber woods, like. Rotten. Headache. Smells like dust. You know, dry, woody ambers. Crap. Santal Austral. I mean, sandalwood's a crowded field, as most of these are, to be fair. But none of these compete at all. And they smell like they're not even trying. Just sort of like a shot in the dark. Like, oh, I'm going to try and set up my own brand. I've no doubt a few of these will sell. You know? No doubt a few of these will sell. But they shouldn't. Because they're not very good, my friends. Don't believe the hype. I would stay well clear of this as a brand. Very few redeeming features. And that's it, friends. I shan't waste your time anymore. Thank you very much. I will see you all again.